purpose of most video games is to defeat the big bad boss, who's generally as merciless as possible. But once in a while, you come across a boss that's so adorable, funny, or sad that you just don't want to start fighting him in the first place. The following list of bosses is a tribute to the enemies that would have been better as friends. And spoiler warning, of course. Yoshi's Woolly World is an incredibly cute game, so of course it also has a couple of adorable bosses. We still have nightmares about the time we were forced to take on Bunsen the hot dog. This fluffy bad guy doesn't have a bad bone in his body. Come to think of it, he probably doesn't have any bones in his body anyway. He has a couple of fire-based attacks that are extremely easy to dodge. The way you kill him is pretty brutal too. You tie his mouth shut so he swallows his own fireball and step on his burnt tongue. Damn, Yoshi, why are you so cruel?
Were it not for fear, death would go. Death.
Vicar Amelia really makes us feel bad for fighting her in Bloodborne. Her transformation into a beast looks painful, and she clutches onto her pendant as if it's her last hope. Her howls sound like she's in pure misery as you take her on. Being transformed into a beast means she can never be human again. Killing her is merciful in the end, but to see her running around scared like a cornered animal was just heartbreaking. We love how this game makes you feel so strongly about a monster you only just met.
Do you know what that is? It's a bullet straight from my gun to your heart.
Please, Wolf! Snake, no!
Quiet!
As beautiful as the morning sun, but as deadly as a spring of hemlock, Sniper Wolf is the very definition of the beautiful assassin. She can lie in wait for weeks on end and she never misses her target. The battle between Solid Snake and Sniper Wolf pits Sniper versus Sniper in Metal Gear Solid. When you finally take her down, you are treated to one of the biggest video game tearjerkers ever.
I waited for this moment. I am a sniper. Waiting is my job.
The music and her voice during the death scene just drives us into emotional overdrive. We're sorry, Sniper Wolf, but why did you have to shoot Meryl?
Now I am nothing more than a dog.
Wolves are noble animals. They're not like dogs.
Please, leave quietly.
You really feel like a bad person when you find Maiden Astraea in Demon's Souls. This tall blonde lady helps the plague-stricken inhabitants of the Valley of Defilement. She kindly requests several times that you simply turn around and leave. She doesn't even fight you herself when you reach her. You take on her bodyguard who has sworn to protect her.
Dearest Astraea, I have failed you.
After you beat him, she gives the most heart-wrenching speech before taking her own life. It's one of the biggest guilt trips in gaming, and something that stays with you for a long time.
Do as you like. Take your precious demon soul.
It hurts, Tommy! God, it hurts!
Where are you?
The first Prey game was all about saving your girlfriend who was captured by aliens. You fight your way through a spaceship only to find her in a pod-like device. It doesn't take long before you realize that she's been turned into some weird alien hybrid. You have to fight your own girlfriend, which is pretty terrible.
Oh my god!
Tommy! Run! Get away from me, Tommy! She wants me to kill you! I can't stop it!
After the fight is over, she begs you to end her life. Killing your own love is brutal, although you do see her in the afterlife when the game ends. It's a bitter pill to swallow and quite a dark ending to a shooter.
Oh, Jen. My beautiful girl.
Send me to Uniqua, Tommy. I'm ready.
He who fights monsters should see to it that he himself does not become a monster is a central theme throughout the Dark Souls series. Such is also the case with Artorias the Abyss Walker from the first Dark Souls. He's a proud, loyal knight, one of the most honorable characters in the game. He's just a great guy fighting against the ultimate incarnation of darkness and suffering in the world. And then he's corrupted and goes mad. It was really hard to take down this comrade in arms, but we guess it had to be done.
Come now, you cannot hope to match me, Connor. For all your skills, you're still but a boy, with so much left to learn.
Killing your own father as Connor in Assassin's Creed 3 felt pretty terrible. We know Haytham Kenway wasn't exactly Father of the Year, but he did have good intentions. Being a Templar just meant that his methods were twisted. What made it worse was the fact that we played as Haytham in the beginning of the game. He had a cool James Bond-like vibe and provided the smoothness and personality Connor so desperately lacked.
Still, I'm proud of you in a way. You've shown great conviction.
Such a shame we were forced into the role of the boring protagonist and had to kill off the more interesting one. Sif from Dark Souls is probably one of the coolest bosses in video game history. Look at him! He's a giant wolf holding a huge sword in his mouth and killing you with it. However, it doesn't take long before you feel genuine sorrow. The fight is pretty intense until Sif gets low on health. He then limps around the battlefield and cries in pain, which is just sad. The whole thing gets downright heartbreaking when you learn Sif is actually the wolf of Artorias the Abyss Walker. Yeah, that's the guy we killed earlier in the video. He sits by his master's grave trying to protect him from us. We're so sorry.
Welcome to my land. Let me just flag something up. According to the control panel light up there, the entire building is going to self-destruct in about 6 minutes.
We had a pretty tough time taking on the final boss of Portal 2. Not on a gameplay level, but more on an emotional one. Wheatley never seemed like a sociopath or a cruel tyrant. The little robot was just kind of an idiot who got a lot of power and let it go to his head. He has some of the funniest lines in the game, and we didn't really want to end his life.
And I have no idea how to fix this place. Oh, you have to play bloody
While you don't actually go that far, you do launch him into space, where he will float around forever. He even apologizes in a post-credit scene, making you feel that much worse.
I wish I could take it all back. I honestly do. I honestly do wish I could take it all back. And not just because I'm stranded in space.
I'm in space.
I know you are, mate. Yeah.
Dark Souls gets more depressing the more you learn about it. The final battle against Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, is just very sad. You fight a long-defeated king who has sacrificed himself to keep the fires going and spends an eternity alone. Gwyn's nothing more than the shell of his former self, gone hollow from sustaining the first flame. The sad piano melody gives the fight a very tragic feel. It symbolizes how large his downfall is, from being the great Lord of Sunlight to becoming a shadow of his former greatness. Such a tragic, depressing fight to wrap up a tragic and depressing game. Which video game boss did you find the most depressing to fight? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
I am sorry I was bossy and monstrous. And I am genuinely sorry.
I'm in space.
The end.